I picked up some plant-based kimchi. My sauerkraut is running out, so I needed something else that was fermented, and I'm just kind of experimenting with a few different brands. The brand that I normally get wasn't available at the store when I went in to get it, so this is one whose ginger shots I tend to pick up anyway, so I picked up this one and I'm gonna give it a try tonight. I pretty much just add this to most of my meals, or at least with sauerkraut. We put sauerkraut on pizza, in salad, you name it. It's like a side little kind of like thing that we put on our dinner plates and stuff. So I'm gonna just try something new. I don't think my husband has ever had kimchi in his life. So I'll just have to see what he thinks of it, because being with me means that he gets to experiment with a lot of different foods. And he's found a lot of foods that he really likes and a lot of foods he doesn't like. So it's actually fun being on this kind of journey with him. So yeah, kimchi. Sparkling water. When I was a child, I hated sparkling water. I didn't understand it, but since being an adult and I've been cutting out a lot of sugar from my diet anyway, it suddenly meant that a lot of things that I tried in my childhood, I've been able to try them again as an adult. And because I've reduced sugar in my diet, it means that things actually start to taste really nice for a change. They start to taste the way that they're supposed to, whereas I would have doused things in like tons of sugar and like tons of salt and things. But I'm a lot healthier now, which is actually pretty nice. I have to say, I'm getting better and better every day. So yeah, I picked up some more of what I call my healthy beverages, my healthy sodas. So this time around, I got the 3 flavors of Daydream, which I think they've been around for a few years, but I've never seen them before. They just happened to be at my local Foodland, and I noticed them like a couple of months ago. So I thought, let me just give them a try. I've tried their blackberry chai before, which is actually really, really nice. I haven't tried these two. So I believe this one, judging by the color, is peach ginger. Yeah, it's peach ginger. And then this one is a cucumber lime. And I do love the designs on the cans. They're so aesthetic. Like, they're so simple, really pastel. I like them. I think it's really nice. And again, that's their blackberry chai. I really like that. And then a brand that I've already become quite familiar with is Golden Hour. Golden Hour is just like Daydream. They're both Canadian founded, Canadian made. Golden Hour, very much like the Gut Lab, was founded by 2 women. This is like the perfect, as they tend to quote it, the perfect self-care drink. Each drink is infused with 5 grams of collagen. But because I'm going through arthritis issues right now and issues with my joints and everything, if I can get collagen just in general for my joints as well as for my skin, I'm going for it. And because this is actually infused with collagen, what I've since tried to start doing is infusing my own collagen powders with various beverages, not just these, but like with smoothies and things. I tend to add the plant-based Organica, which I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, I picked up 2 flavors today. So this one is the grapefruit and cucumber, a flavor I haven't tried before. And then this one is the peach ginger. There is another one which they didn't have on sale, which is my absolute favorite, which is their strawberry mint. So the idea is that when you're going through your self-care routine, or when you're just out and about, or if you're busy at work, just take a few minutes to do a little bit of self-care for yourself. And that also should include maybe in having a little collagen drink when you're up and out and about. So that should help with your skin. So yeah, I really like these. I can't wait to try the other 2 of the Daydreams. I'm taking one of these to work with me. But yeah, that's my sparkling water obsession at the moment. Ha ha ha. Organica. So this is the one that I tend to use. So that's just the powdered version, which I'm sure you've seen in like some of my smoothie videos and things. But it's just a pink powder. So I usually take anywhere from half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon in a cup. And then I pour in a drink on top. Or sometimes I just have it with water and just shoot it back. And if I'm not taking the powder form, then as you've probably seen, I take the joint pills instead, which looks like this, which is this. So I don't actually know how to say that. It's either Organica or Organica. I have no idea. Organica? I don't know. But yeah, so that's the pill form. And then this is just the plant-based version, which I kind of prefer. I tend to lean more plant-based in a lot of my food and nutrition and things where possible, because it's just what I prefer. But yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get ready and go to work because I have a lot of stuff to do.
Okay, we've got Lay's ketchup chips here. Sai has never had one before.
I'm gonna try be more Canadian.
Well, this is your first step. What are your thoughts? How does this
so
sound?
good.
Right?
So good. I get it.
Right?
But what other brands do I need to get? Like,
Just Lay's ketchup chips.
not even the Ruffles. Do Ruffles do?
I don't think they do ketchup chips. You go to Ruffles for the all dressed, you go for Lay's for the ketchup.
And
that's how you
now.
That's how you do Canadian chips.
It tastes so good.
We'll have another.
Oh my god. Wait, let me just
Have the bag.
I'm not gonna lick that because my tongue is gross. Oh my god, they taste so good. I get it. Like, they're really, really, really rich in flavor.
Yeah. You can taste the ketchup?
I get it. Oh my god. We have a ketchup, but it's
No,
not as strong as this.
I had Pete's family. He had two little cousins. They live in like Manchester or something. And when they were here, we got them ketchup chips and all dressed. And she was like 7. She was like, "Oh, mommy, we must take these tomato crisps with us back home." She'd never have ketchup chips either.
It doesn't taste like this.
No.
They come out with like special editions like every few years, and they only last for like a couple of months, and then they're gone.
Yeah. I mean, once you have one, you can't stop.
I know. I'm just eating them from you. I realized as I was editing this vlog that it sort of became like a really weak foodie vlog. So I wanted to just kind of show you guys a slideshow of various dishes that I've either made, prepared, that I've snacked on, or dishes that I've been able to enjoy when I've been out and about with friends, with family, or with my husband. Just to kind of give you guys a rough idea of the type of things that I like to eat. Some of my favorite foods and the things that I find to be quite yummy and quite tasty. Obviously, with everything that's been going on right now with my health and everything, while my health is my main priority, there is an aspect of that which is based entirely on nutrition, or at least the deficiencies that I have, and the problem that is currently under investigation for why my body isn't absorbing certain nutrients properly. That happens to be at like the forefront. At the same time, it's the idea of having and keeping a good consistency when it comes to consuming certain foods. My doctor, or at least the hematologist, for the most part, is totally fine with the fact that I've lived a mostly plant-based lifestyle. Growing up, I was mostly a lacto-ovo vegetarian. And every so often, I would then go back to being a pescatarian, and then I'd go back to being a vegetarian again, and such and so forth. A lacto-ovo vegetarian is just someone who happens to be a vegetarian who consumes eggs and dairy products. As the years went by, I think it was about 12 or 13 years ago, unfortunately, I ended up developing an intolerance to dairy products. So while I can't eat blocks of cheese anymore like I used to, it was one of my favorite things to do in the evening. And while I can't consume, say, a glass of milk without feeling violently ill immediately after, there are a lot of other foods that I find that I would love to sort of enjoy on a regular basis, but I can't because my body doesn't like them and my body tends to reject them. So I don't really have much of a choice. So it does come across to a lot of people like I'm just being a picky 5-year-old, but in actual fact, I just don't want to be sick. I don't want to be in pain. So if I can avoid certain foods and certain ingredients, then I will. Today, however, I do still tend to follow more of a plant-based lifestyle. While I'm not 100% vegan or 100% plant-based, I do try to make much more healthier choices. And every so often, I will cheat with a little unhealthy snack. But it's usually because I have a pretty good balance of what I tend to eat at the moment. However, there is a big pointer. My hematologist did say that while I gave him examples of what I tend to eat, he said, that's great, but you just need to eat more. So I need to eat more roughage. I need to eat more iron-rich foods. I need to eat more anti-inflammatory foods because inflammation is a really big issue for me. So I'm trying to research more of those things, come across lists of oils that I should be having, fruits and veggies that I should be having, things that are going to be helping my blood count get a lot better, my blood and iron storage get better, but also bring the inflammation down that I have from hormonal issues that I'm also dealing with at the same time. So for example, in my health journal, this is what I call the anti-inflammatory plate, which I found online, and it just kind of goes through, I don't know how well you're going to actually see that. I've just realized it's not focusing. It just goes through some of the things that I could then incorporate into my everyday life, from various cooking oils or oils I can throw into salads and things like that. More veggies, fruit, all that kind of stuff, like I mentioned. And a lot of this stuff is stuff that I already consume. A lot of this stuff is stuff that my husband and I already consume, cook, prepare, snack on, you name it. So we're pretty good at that. I just need to increase the volume of what it is that I'm supposed to be eating, and to try and build more of a consistent routine, or not necessarily a routine, but like a consistent schedule of what I'm eating and when. At the moment, my schedule is kind of all over the place, being that most days I will have breakfast. I don't always have breakfast. And then I'm at work and I'm physically just running around up and down stairs all day for like 8 hours, sometimes longer. And then when I get home, we immediately jump into having dinner. And then that's just kind of it for the night. While I do try to maintain a pretty good standard when it comes to drinking water, I don't always have the ability to stop and just drink water all the time, especially when I'm at work. When I'm at home, it's not so bad. I can drink most of the day. I can drink most of the night. When I'm at work, sometimes it just gets so busy. We don't have breaks. I can't stop to drink water. It's because you just have to be available. You have to be ready. For customers at all hours of the day. And even when there's no customers around, you still have to be consistently busy. You can't sort of like stand around and take a 5-minute breather or a 10-minute breather like you would in other retail jobs and positions. This is a very specialized area that I happen to work in. So it's not always easy, but I do the best that I can with the resources and the time that I do have. And I'm trying to incorporate more into my diet and try to better my nutrition as time goes by. I can't flick a switch. Eating meat is not something that I'm used to. I've had a few people already share their opinion that after almost 35 years of existing and having the lifestyle that I've had, that I should just flick a switch and I should be able to just eat a steak and eat liver, no problem. But it is a problem for me because, like I said, I don't want to be sick. And it's not something that I'm used to. So I'm having to experiment, be a bit more adventurous with the foods I'm trying. My husband in more recent weeks has been bringing home burgers so that we can actually make burgers at home. I've actually been quite enjoying those. I eat pepperoni sticks every so often. And we're really getting into like the regular lasagnas made with minced beef. So that's been quite a nice change that I can embrace. But again, having not eaten meat my entire life and it not being a switch that I can just flick on and off, I'm having to take my time to sort of figure out what it is that I do like from what it is that I don't like. And like I said, it's not because I'm being picky or anything like that. It's just that if I have an intolerance to certain foods, I'm not going to force myself to be sick for the sake of eating it because I have to, if that makes sense. For example, kale is incredibly rich with iron, but I can't eat a lot of kale. There are different types of kale that I've tried to consume in the past, and every single time I've had them, I've always been violently sick. I have a dairy intolerance. There is certain compounds and chemicals found in certain fruits and veggies. One in particular is called silver birch, or at least one of the chemicals that's found in silver birch is often found in things like kiwi fruit, pineapples, tomatoes. Tomatoes are in everything. Usually when I consume those particular items, especially if they're fresh, my tongue starts to swell. It starts to sting. Sometimes my throat can get really bad. It doesn't stop me sometimes because pineapples taste really good. So if you put pineapple in front of me, I will withstand some of the pain that I have to deal with in order to enjoy the pineapple. I don't really particularly care for kiwis, so I don't mind missing out on kiwis. But it means that I get to enjoy other foods that I do really like. So more beets, more red berries, more leafy greens, and I get to enjoy myself that way. So food is just something that I like to try and explore. I like to try and make it more of an adventure, and it's good fun to be able to do that with my husband. So as I'm trying to better my diet, I guess that could be one of my goals or one of my continuing goals that I'd like to take from this year into next year. So I'll see how things go. But as far as eating meat is concerned, if my hematologist says it's fine that I don't have to eat copious amounts of meat just because I'm not comfortable, that's totally fine. I will try and consume meat as and where I can, and when I can, if it is an option. But otherwise, I will be leaning more plant-based as normal because that's been my whole life. I can't just suddenly switch. Unfortunately, I'm not a superhero like that. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say for this Candid Corner. I have a bit of a cough, so I'm going to get ready to just go to bed. It's been a bit of a long week and I'm quite tired. So yeah, thank you for making it this far in the video if you've made it all the way. I'm sorry this video was kind of crap. I'd actually filmed the first part of this video 2 months ago, or just over a month ago, like a month and a half ago, and I never got back to finishing it because something terrible had happened. And that will be possibly discussed, if not in the next vlog, then definitely the one after. So this portion of the vlog was actually filmed in December. So anyway, thank you for making it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Continue to make good choices. Don't let people make you feel bad for the choices that you do make, especially if they have been working and if they have been positive for the most part. Stay strong and keep being yourself. That's all I wanted to say. So good night, and I will see you all again real soon.